Hello everyone, and welcome to the Seattle Seahawks Collaboration with Lisa from Diamond & Stitches. What we're going to be doing is 25 Christmas tag questions this week, and I'm excited to do this. It is that time of year, and Christmas songs are starting to play. Going to stores, you see a lot of Christmas stuff out, and it just is a very festive time of year. For me, it's a little difficult because I suffer from SAD and I get a little depressed during this time of year, but I'm finding that it's not been as bad as years before, so I'm feeling quite excited about this coming Christmas. So, also, I'm really excited over the fact that Monday Night Football, that was the most exciting game ever. Yes, it was a nail biter. Hands down, it was a nail biter. But oh my gosh, it was an awesome game. My Seahawks did an awesome job. Now, there were a couple of times that I'm scratching my head going, what the heck were you guys thinking? But I'm pretty sure that San Francisco felt the same way in a few incidences. So, all in all, I have to say that the game was exciting, and both teams, not just Seattle, but both teams, should be patting each other on the back. They played a really good game, went into overtime. It was exciting, never a dull moment, and they did an awesome job, both sides, hands down. San Francisco came in with no losses. Seattle came in with 2 losses, and you know what? It balanced itself out. I'm not really being biased, am I? Anyway, I was really excited that Seattle won, but I have to be honest, I really felt bad for San Francisco because of the way it ended. So, you know, when you go into overtime and it boils down to that one field goal, you know, it really hurts when you miss that field goal. Hey, you know what? It happens, and it happens all the time. So, I do believe San Francisco played an awesome game. And, I mean, hands down, I have to say that Russell Wilson is probably... he's amazing. I mean, some of the plays that he got himself out of was just amazing, how this guy can get out of trouble and still get yardage. It just blew me away. Anyway, enough with the football. I just wanted to say that, you know, I was very proud of both teams. I thought they did really good. And I'm a San Francisco fan. I do like San Francisco, but Seattle is my team. And I was so happy at the end that they actually finally pulled it off. So, okay. So if you're new to the channel, big welcome. And just to let you know what's going on, this is a collaboration between myself and Lisa from Diamond & Stitches. I will have all of Lisa's information down below in the description. If you haven't had a chance to see her videos or check out her channel, please do so. Lisa is such a wonderful person, funny. I just love to watch her videos. She's got tons of information. And believe me, guys, you will not be disappointed with Lisa. She's awesome. Just love her. I had reached out to Lisa when I first purchased this painting and ordered it, seeing if she would be interested in doing a collaboration with me in doing our Seahawks paintings, because Lisa had 2 Seahawks paintings and she was almost done with the big one she had, and now she had a smaller one, and I thought, well, you know, she still has that one, so no harm in asking. And Lisa was gracious enough to agree, and she's working on her Seahawks painting on her channel, so definitely go check her out and see how she answers these questions. And I believe this is part 10, or is it part 11? Maybe it's part 11. No, I think it's part 10. You know what? I'm old. Sometimes my memory just, kind of flutters away. Anyway, so we're going to be doing 25 Christmas tag questions. And let's go ahead and start off with question 1 while I'm getting myself ready here. I should have done this before I started filming, but sometimes I just kind of forget. As I said, guys, I am kind of up there in age. So we're just going to get all this old wax out so that it picks up the drills. I'm really hoping to get this painting done before the 24th. I have a big craft show that's going to happen on the 24th, and I really would love to showcase this painting. It is beautiful. And before we end tonight, I will show you how it's really starting to look. So getting that wax in my pen. And so let's go with question 1. What is your favorite Christmas carol? Wow, I've got so many, to be honest with you. Walking in a Winter Wonderland, I think it's Winter Wonderland is the actual title, is my favorite. But I like, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I've always been a favorite of Frosty the Snowman, Jingle Bells. So, I mean, the list goes on and on. Christmas was such a big thing in our family, so we always played lots of Christmas music. So let's go to question 2. Which Christmas candle or candles are your favorites? Wow, that's kind of a vague question, so I'm going to try to answer it the best I can here. I love big candles, so I like those 3-wick candles. I don't know if any of you have seen them or heard of them, but I really like those big, thick 3-wick candles, and I love the scent of cinnamon or cinnamon and apple. So that would be my favorite candles. And red. Of course, usually with cinnamon, it's a red candle. So, okay, so let's go with question 3. What is the best gift you have ever received for Christmas? Oh, man. Let's see. In 2015... in September, my husband asked me to marry him, and he gave me the opportunity to pick out what wedding ring I wanted. I gave him hints. I told him what I liked, and he basically purchased it, and we picked it up about, I would say 2 weeks before Christmas. So that was my Christmas present, and I am telling you, I loved it. I loved what he picked. Loved it. So that, I would say, is my favorite and best Christmas present. Okay, so let's go with question 4. What is your usual plan for Christmas? Okay. Christmas has always been Christmas Eve for us, and even in my family. So my husband's family is the same way. It's Christmas Eve. So usually my day would start out that I have to go to work. Unfortunately, we are open on Christmas Eve, but we usually leave the office around 3. It all depends on how busy the other locations are, and if they're not that busy, then they let us go. Once we get home, or once I get home, and if my husband is home at the time, we'll sit down and have like a cup of coffee, and then we go out and pick up his mom around 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the evening, and then we head out to my husband's sister's home and meet the family there for Christmas Eve dinner. And we usually stay there for about 3, maybe 4 hours, take his mom home, and then come home, take care of our dogs and whatnot. And usually we would stay up until about 1 o'clock watching movies, or just, chit-chatting and having coffee, or, if we're having a drink, we'll have a drink, and then we usually go to bed. Christmas morning, we wake up, and it's just, to me, Christmas is about renewed faith and rejoicing in the love that you have within your family and friends. And it's not about true gift giving, because really the best gift you can give to somebody is the gift within. And I'm a really strong believer of that. And so me and my husband, we don't really exchange gifts for se. We just like to be able to sit down, enjoy company with our friends and family and ourselves, and be able to just have a good time sitting down chatting, or even playing games, things like that. That is what Christmas is all about. So I hope that makes sense. So let's go with question 5. How do you decorate your Christmas tree? Well, we have a small Christmas tree. It's not very big. And let me get my next color, because I'm doing more chatting than painting here. But yeah, we have a really small tree, and we put it up on a table so that the dogs don't get themselves into it. We don't have cats, so I don't worry about cats climbing the tree or anything, but our dogs, they have a tendency of liking to chew on things, so we have to be very strategic on how we put our tree up and how to hide the cords and stuff, because they will go back there and chew on the cord. Not the smartest thing to do, but yes, they will do it. So we're really careful about where we put our tree, but it's pretty small. And the decorations that we have is kind of a blue theme. So like the lights are a dark blue, and the Christmas bulbs are a silver, a frosted blue, clear with white frosting on it, or a white, almost like a snow look to it, and a dark blue, so metallic blue. So yeah, and we also have a really big candy cane. It lights up and it hangs in the window, so it's kind of cool looking. Kids like it. And yeah, that's how we decorate for Christmas here. Just making sure I don't have any more H's. I think that's it. So it's looking good. I'm still got color here. So that was the H's. So let's see if I can find my E's before we actually... Oh, let's just do the stars next. So let's go with the next question. Question 6. What is your favorite Christmas movie? Oh, I have lots of those too. My favorite traditional Christmas movie is the original Christmas Carol. And we watch that every year. My mother was big in stuff like that. And I have to say, when I was growing up, I wasn't the biggest fan of that, because that last ghost or last spirit that the old man was faced with it scared me. I was like, that guy was kind of scary looking. So I wasn't really a big fan of that movie until I was in my late teens, and then I had more of a, I wouldn't say it's a respect, but just more of an appreciation. That's what it is, appreciation for that film. And it's one of my favorites now. But I also like to watch the Home Alone series, especially Home Alone 2. The first time I saw that movie, I about wet my pants. I was laughing so hard. I love that series. It's great. And then, of course, there's other movies that I like. I love to watch the old Christmas cartoon movies like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and Frosty the Snowman. And another favorite is The Grinch. So, yeah, there's a lot of movies, Christmas movies, that I really enjoy. Okay, so let's go with question 7. Have you ever celebrated Christmas alone? Yes. And it was not easy. Christmas has always been a really big event for our family, and when I first moved to Canada, I wasn't able to go home, and it was hard. I'm being honest. It was really hard not to have that connection with my family, and it took several years for me to get used to the fact that, I wasn't going to have Christmas with my family. A couple of years I was able to go home for Christmas. But the majority of the time, it's expensive, especially Christmas. It's really expensive. So I don't get to see my family as often as I would like for Christmas. But we do a lot of video chats, or we call like Christmas Day, I would say around 2 o'clock in the afternoon for me. It's usually about noon for them, and I'll start calling my family and wishing them a Merry Christmas and talking to everyone, finding out where everyone's going for dinner and stuff like that. That way I can call them there too. So it's like being home, but not actually being home, if that makes any sense. So yes, I have been alone a couple of times during Christmas. So question 8, which track is your favorite? Now, I'm assuming they mean Christmas track or music. And if that's the case, I would say it's Elvis Presley's White Christmas. My mother was huge on Elvis Presley, and I just feel that she's pretty much instilled that in us as well. So, so it would be Elvis Presley's White Christmas. So next question. Let's see. Question 9. Which thing do you use at the top of your tree? Which thing? I'm assuming they mean ornament on your Christmas tree, top ornament. We have a really big silver glittery star that sits on top of our tree, and it's probably about the same size as the tree. I mean, that should tell you how big our tree is. It's pretty small, but we have this big glittery silver star that sits on top of the tree. It looks pretty good though, even though it's, pretty big, it still looks good. The tree seems to handle it fairly well. But yeah, that's what we have on there. Is it's a big star, and it has this kind of like an opal type gem stone in the center of it. It's really nice. We've had it for let's see, we've had that for 7 years. So yeah, I really like it. So all right. Question 10. Which is your favorite Christmas fragrance? You know, I love the smell, especially in the fall and winter time. The cinnamon and apple smell, or the apple, or no, it's called baked apple pie. I love that smell. Just love it. So that would be my favorite fragrance. Now, because we have an artificial tree, we have in some occasions used that pine. It's like you put a spritz of pine on your tree, and it supposedly helps make your tree smell like pine. And we have done that once before, and it did smell like pine, but it's not something that I would definitely want to spray in the house all the time, because it can be very overpowering. We figured that out very quickly. 1 year our house smelled like pine trees, and it was like, whoa, that was really strong. So let's go now with question 11. What do you like the most during Christmas? Actually, what I enjoy the most is being around family and friends, and just having that connection, and being able to just talk about, everything that happened during the year, and reflecting on everything, being able to reflect on our lives and what we're grateful for. And that to me is so important, especially this time of the year, because I suffer from SAD and depression during this time of year. It's always a focus for me to be able to reach out to some people that just, they have no one to go to or no one to talk to, and it's hard. This is like the hardest time of the year, and it's important for me to help those that need help or just need someone to talk to. It's so important, because I've walked those shoes and it's not fun. So that's what's important to me. And I really hope that makes sense to everyone. So let's go with the next question. Do you celebrate Christmas with your family? We celebrate Christmas with my husband's family. And like I said in the beginning, my family, they all live in Washington State, and it's just really expensive to travel during the Christmas season. So if we've gone to see my family like April, sometimes in June or May, which is a lot more reasonable in price than it is when it's Christmas or Thanksgiving, especially in the States. So we do spend a lot of time with my husband's family for Christmas. And then, as I said before, Christmas Day, midday, usually for me, I will start making calls to the family. And then once I find out where everyone's going to be for dinner is usually when I'll make that longer call so that I can talk to everyone. So that's how we have our Christmas here. Okay, got that one. So it's all looking good. I'm not running out of anything yet. Okay. So question 13. Last time, when did you celebrate a white Christmas? That would be last year. We have we have snow every Christmas. I don't think I've ever gone through a Winnipeg Christmas without snow. And at least a foot, if not more, snow. So I've been in Manitoba since 2008. And as I said, it's every year. Usually the snow starts to fall around October, and we usually don't see the ground until Mid-April, first part of May, sometimes June. So, yeah, we always have a white Christmas up here. Okay, so let's go with the next question. Which is your favorite cuisine at Christmas? Honestly, everything. I mean, everything. I love turkey, but I also like ham, mashed taters, sweet potatoes, just about any vegetable there is. You know, a nice hot warm roll with butter. What else do we? Cranberry sauce. Salad. Gotta have your salad. You gotta have your greens. What else do we have? Sometimes somebody will bring like what is it called? Swedish meatballs. I've made a Mexican dish where I had to make guacamole in my sister-in-law's kitchen. There's just a lot of things. We bring in a lot of stuff, and it's the food. You know, the food is just, it's great. If I could, I would make a German dinner, but for a family as big as my husband's, that'd be a little bit expensive. So yeah, we'll just stay with the traditional turkey and ham. Okay, next question. Which flavor of cake do you like the most at Christmas? Oh, you know, that gives me a really good idea. That's what I'm going to do then. I'm going to make... Okay, sorry, I'm just all of a sudden thought of this. My favorite cake is German chocolate cake. My mother made it from scratch. It was wonderful. And it was 3 layers with this just to die for frosting with coconut slices or, you know, shavings. Oh, so good. Anyway, I think I've been trying to think of what can I make for Christmas Eve dinner this year, and I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to make the German chocolate cake. It is so good. Oh my gosh. Anyway, that's my favorite. My mother, I love my mother to death. Don't get me wrong, but she had this insane thinking that she was going to try and get me and my sisters to like fruitcake. And I'll tell you what, she had us eat it. That is I don't know who in the world decided to make that type of cake, but oh my gosh. No, I can't eat that. Nope. I know a lot of people do like it, but it's kind of one of those love-hate relationships. You know, you either really love it or you can't stand it. It's just one of those things. And I think if my mother had just not forced us to eat it at any given time, I think we might have liked it. But I look at that and I'm just like, no, nope. And I'm not a big grape eater, you know, like the dried fruit type. Nope. German chocolate cake, yes, though. Yes, I love it. Okay, I missed an H, so now I'm going to find my H. H, okay. So let's go with the next question. Oops. Okay. So next question is 16. Have you ever done anything evil or bad during this time? Oh boy. Why did I think that question was going to be asked eventually? That would be yes, unfortunately. My halo is tipping to the side deeply. Yes. How do I explain this? We were just, you know, very curious as children Most children are. And, well, me and my sisters found a way to open up our Christmas presents, and geez, I hope my mother's not watching this. But we found a way to open up our Christmas presents without my parents knowing it. And if any of you want a demonstration, I'll be more than happy to show you. But yes, for years we were able to open up our Christmas presents without our parents knowing about it. And I'm not proud of that. Nope. But at the time it, made sense. So, yeah. Not a wise thing to teach young kids, but yeah, we were able to do that. Anyway, okay, next question. Let me get this last O here. Go. Oops. So, next question is question 17. What is the message Christmas brings to you? Christmas means a lot to me. It's not just about gift giving. In fact, I don't see Christmas as being gift giving. It's more of what can you do or what can you give of yourself. So in other words, there are a lot of things that you can do that isn't going to cost you anything. For your community and for everyone. One of the things that I like to do, and this is something that I brought up before, is I like to be able to sit down and talk to people and be able to help them through times that they may feel is dark and gloomy. Some people can manage through these dark times on their own, but the majority of us can't. And it's always good to feel like you're being heard. When I was growing up, I was always picked on, and I was always teased. I'm not telling this story because I want people to feel sorry for me. Definitely not. But I'm using it as an example. And because I was constantly teased and I was constantly picked on, I always felt alone. I always felt unaccepted, unwanted. And it's hard. It's really hard when all you want is to be able to fit in and be a part of something. And when you're not, it hurts. And that's something that has always been deeply embedded in me, that I don't want to see that happen to anyone. I don't want anyone to feel inferior or feel that they can't talk to somebody or that they don't fit in. Because that's not the way the world is. That's not the way the world should be. We should all love each other and be a part of each other and share in our joy of life. And it's unfortunate that that's just not the way things are in the world anymore. It's sad to be honest with you. It's really sad. So for me, Christmas means a lot. It means hope, and it means love, and it means sharing with your friends and your loved ones, and reaching out to those that need help, even though you may look at them and think, oh, you know what, they don't need it. You don't know. You honestly don't know. And if you honestly see somebody that doesn't look right or doesn't come across as being right, it only takes a few seconds to just go up to them and say, hey, I'm here for you. Is there something that you need to talk about? Is there something that I can do for you? That's what Christmas is about. So, yeah, that's how I see Christmas. So let's go to the next question. Question 18. Do you feel motivated during this time of year? No. That was quick, wasn't it? No. And I'm being honest. I don't. I have a hard time. And as I said before, because of the SAD, it's really difficult for me at times to motivate myself and get myself going. And I find that if I go to the gym and I start working out, I find that that feeling has a tendency of going away and I become more energetic. But yeah, I'm not a very energetic person during this time of year because of that reason. Okay, here we go. Sorry, I was looking for some color and couldn't find it. So let's go with the next question. Okay. Question 19. When do you actually start shopping for Christmas? Honestly, I don't shop for Christmas. Me and my husband have decided a while ago that our Christmas present to each other is spending 2 weeks in Mexico. So that's our Christmas present to each other. Now for our families, we have a pretty hefty sized family. So basically our Christmas gift to family is Christmas cards. And to our kids, my husband has one son and I have two. We basically give them a Christmas card with either cash or a gift certificate to some place that we know that they would enjoy spending that money on. I would rather them purchase something that they want versus us trying to pick something out for them and then they hate it. So that's what we usually do with our kids. All right. So now I've got one more color, and if I can get through that color, then I'm home free as far as running out of specific color. So there's one number sign. Sorry about that. I think I stuck my head in the viewfinder. There it is. So one of these. And then I've got to find my E's. And I thought I took it out, but obviously I did not. Oh, there they are. That's why I didn't take them out. All right. So keeping our fingers crossed, and I'm pretty sure, because see, that's how much, so that's how much of my E's I have left. And according to what I have down here, I'm going to have plenty. So, oh, what a relief, because I was really worried that I wasn't going to have enough color. And then I'd be holding Lisa up and not a good feeling. Question 20. One of the most memorable events that happened during Christmas last year. Honestly, I don't think I can even say. I have absolutely nothing on that. Other than being able to spend time with my husband's family and also spending time with my family over the phone, that's about it. And of course, eating and more eating and more eating, and the cooking and the desserts. Oh my God. Oh, never mind. So yeah, that would be how I can answer that. At this point, I don't really have a memorable one, other than to say that it's always great to be able to spend Christmas and New Year's, all of those holidays with your family and friends, if you have that luxury to do so. Okay, so let's go with the next one. Which type of gift do you usually receive at this time? Oh, gifts. Like I said, both me and my husband kind of take our money that we would spend on each other, and we just put that towards our trip to Mexico. Sorry, I had to get a drink. Yeah, we don't really spend a lot of money on ourselves during Christmas. I'd prefer, if he were going to spend money, I would prefer him to put it off to the side for our Mexico trip than purchase something else. So, question 22. Have you ever received any luxurious gifts on Christmas? No. Other than my wedding ring, no. Nothing I would consider luxurious, or however you say it. I have a hard time with that word. So let's go with question 23. Do you believe in Santa Claus stories? At my age, no. I do believe that as kids, it's important for kids to know, not so much to know. It's important for kids to be able to be kids. And if telling them stories about Santa Claus it's a kid thing, it's a child thing. And I would never want to take that away from a child. But as far as an adult, no, I don't believe in the Santa Claus story. And I haven't since I was probably about 8 years old. But, being a child and believing in something as Santa Claus and Rudolph and all that stuff, that's natural. That's being part of a child. And it's important. So, yeah. So let's go with the next question. Question 24. Honestly, when did you first realize that Santa Claus and his gifts were non-existent? 8 years old. I was 8 years old when I realized it. And as much as my mother desperately tried to convince me that there was such a thing as a Santa Claus, I knew when I was 8 years old there was no such thing. But I think it all boils down to the spirit of Christmas and the spirit of Santa Claus. At least it was for me. So we're going to do the last question, which is question 25. One interesting and funny thing that happened during Christmas. Okay, I have to think about that one. I really don't know if I even have one of those. Well, I can tell you this story. My sister bought one of those lighters that has a little propane tank in it. It was a barbecue lighter. And she bought it for my stepfather for Christmas. I don't know why, but she did. And of course, my stepfather, being the way he is, he's always been very curious about gizmos and gadgets and whatnot. Well, he wanted to figure out how this thing worked. So they took it out of the package and they started playing with it, which you don't play with fire, but that's just me. Anyway, to make a long story short, my sister decided that she was going to throw away the packaging for this lighter. She didn't check the packaging. She just thought, oh, I'm just going to throw it away. And the perfect spot, the fireplace. So me and my middle sister were downstairs watching the kids and watching TV. My sister and her husband decided that they're going to put all of the wrapping paper, all of the boxes, everything in my parents' fireplace and light it up. Yeah, not a good idea, because she threw away the packaging for that little barbecue lighter, not realizing that the spare little propane tank was in the packaging, and you guessed it, kaboom! The doors on the fireplace blew out, literally, and scared the kids to death. They were literally screaming and crying. Scared me to death because I had no clue what was going on. My mother comes running out. What the heck? And anyway, turned out, yeah, there was a little propane tank in the fireplace and it exploded. So yeah, there you go. So okay, everyone, that was the 25 Christmas tag questions that we have for you tonight. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. It really does help me out, and I love to read your guys' comments and being able to communicate with you. So please leave those comments down below. I'd greatly appreciate it. If you like the video, give it that thumbs up. I would love to see those. If not, it's okay. I'm totally okay with you not liking the video. But if you can go down below into the comments and let me know what you didn't like about the video, that way it helps me improve my videos in the future. Also, if you're new to the channel, big howdy, and if you like what you see and you like what you heard, please hit that subscribe button. I would love to have you join the family. Also, don't forget to hit the bell. The bell will indicate when I've uploaded my next video. Just a reminder for those that are returning subscribers and those that are, thinking about subscribing, I do have a Facebook group. If you're interested in joining the group, there will be a link down below as well. You'll just need to answer a few questions, but once those questions are sent to me, you're definitely in the group. I would love to have you all there. So by saying that, everyone, if this is morning for you, have a very pleasant morning. If this is afternoon for you, have an excellent rest of your afternoon. And if this is evening for you, have a very restful evening. Again, my name's Jene, and thank you for joining me today on the review. We're going to talk again real soon. Bye, guys.